Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at Shadow Cacturne in the Open Great League. This is one of the Pokemon that was recently overpowered in one of the limited metas, and I kind of wanted to give it a try in the Open Great League as well, as there's currently so many Ghost type Pokemon around. I thought this Pokemon has quite a lot of play, and honestly it does. This team was a lot of fun. I wanted to give Shadow Metalma a try again, as well as we had that already before in the video that I made before the Great League came back, basically. And I kind of want to give it a try again. And there is another team that I also used recently with the Shadow Metalma, which you're gonna still see as well, or already saw already on YouTube. But look at this, goodbye Skuntank. We were able to completely destroy the opponent here already just with the Cacturne in the first battle here. We still have to be a bit mindful though, because this game is not over yet. We see me here going for a charge move, but I think we're gonna be in a very solid spot now, because the opponent, yeah, should hopefully not be able to farm me down. Hopefully I still have to go for another charge move. Yeah, that looks like they have to go for another charge move, which means they are not as high in terms of their energy yet, so we should be able to farm them down here in time. I think that's what we can do. We're going to use a shield here, and as they decide to, weirdly enough, go for an earthquake, we're definitely going to be able to win this battle. I don't know why they did this, but this allows us to just go for the full farm down. I still think we would have been fine otherwise, but actually, no, thinking about it, I'm not even too sure. I think if they went for double Hydro Cannon, they would have won that. Anyway, this team here is a lot of fun. It is a very fast team. It has a lot of fast move pressure with the backlane especially. And so like this team is a lot of fun in this current meta. What we have here with Cacturne is a Pokemon that doesn't give you a lot of, I don't know, it's very specific to play. Like you need to have a bit more experience with it in order to have like great results, because you just don't have the bulk with this Pokemon. Same goes for the Shadow Metalma. So if I had losses here in today's video as well, or like generally with this team, I did quite a lot of battles with this team, like over, I think nearly 5 sets, because it was a lot of fun with this team as well. If I have here losses with that, most of the times there would have been winnable if I just had a bit more experience with the team, and if I just played like certain things a tiny bit differently. But yeah, those are the things that are just gonna come to you as well when you are going to have a bit more experience with the team. So I don't really blame anything on that team itself. I think I just need a bit more experience, especially with like the Cacturne Metalma backline, because both of them have so much fast move pressure, but also are so squishy that you have to be very mindful on how to play with them. Here at this point, we're going to be able to win the battle, because the opponent just, I don't know, wants to get the full farm done here. Didn't really work for them, and we can move on to the next opponent. I actually wanted to have a bit of a different team than, of course, the Clodsire again, but Clodsire is the only Pokemon that really works out here with the team that we are running. Anything else just doesn't work out, like literally just doesn't really make sense to run. So yeah, that is the main reason why we have Clodsire again. There is no alternative to it really. For Metalma, there are alternatives. If you want to try out the team as well, you can go for Sableye, for example. You can go for Drapion. Drapion, I guess, a bit more tricky, because you're going to have that weakness to ground then on 2 of the Pokemon, which you maybe don't want to have, so Sableye is more ideal there. Otherwise, you can also go for Dugong Saysop, Lapras Saysop, Greninja Saysop. All of them should kind of work out quite well though. But as you see here, we're going to align ourselves perfectly. We're going to have Feraligatr against our Cacturne, and look at the fast move pressure. Like, look at this. Like, what the hell? They're already below half health without me really doing anything. I just went for fast moves, and that's all. And I decided to use a shield here. And I'm getting kind of lucky, because I decided to go for the Ice Beam. I showed most I let the move go through, and then went for a Sludge Bomb with my other Pokemon. That would have been the safe play, but I'm still going to be able to win the battle. So yeah, that's definitely the case here for me. I had a lot of times where I just didn't see the win con, which is definitely an issue there. I should have played some parts a bit better, but let's see how this is going to go here against the Dragonite. What you want to do here is you kind of want to play it out. You get to the Sludge Bomb at the same pacing as they get to their Dragon Claw. So what you can do is here you can try to go for a CMP type, but they're going to try to stop out of here. And I go into the, I think I lag here. I definitely do think my turns all of a sudden go for like 3 turns instead of 2 turns. Yeah, but I go into my Cacturne, and I think I did definitely lag there a tiny bit, which is annoying. But if we hit this move, we're going to be fine. We are going to be able to hit the move, and so we are still going to have the same amount of shields as the opponent. We have the energy on the Clodsire. I am not going to be able to go for a move here, but they go for their charge move, which they didn't need to do. Like, I don't know why they did this, but that's great for us, because now we can go into Metalma. I'm going to go for the full farm down. I'm going to leave here with a bit more than 1 charge move of energy, which should allow me to get to 2 charge moves guaranteed against whatever is in the bag. And it's going to be, in this case, a Swampert, which is really necessary, because I have to go for a charge move here. I still have to go for another charge move afterwards. I am going to get the shield here. And I have to go for an Earthquake, which I have already stored on my Clodsire, but sadly, the opponent is going to be able to go for a charge move here. Hydro Cannon is coming through, we can go for the knockout, but I'm not too sure we're going to be able to win against the Dragonite as well. Because of the extra false move, we would be able to outspeed them, but I don't think it comes to that. I can fully farm them down anyway, and we can move on to the next opponent. I know that the next opponent we have here was at one time the first person to hit Legend in a season, like I think it was like 5 seasons ago or something, so that's kind of cool, like a very good opponent here. But we're going to have our Cacturne aligned against their Feraligatr, which allows us to go for another Trailblaze. And either we're going to get the shield from the opponent or the KO. We get the shield, which is fine, because I don't really care too much about this Pokemon now. I can let it go. Hydro Cannon going to knockouts, even though it's resisted. We have basically no bulk on this Pokemon. But what you can do is we can go for the full farm down with the Clodsire. And we know already that Clodsire is good against one Pokemon, and it's going to not be good against Gastrodon. But you know what's great though? We have Malamar, and Malamar can basically take up here. We gotta see here the, what's called the Talonflame coming back in, and we're gonna be able to go for a charge move, and this is going to be enough to put them into farm down range. I'm not too sure if this is down to my attack stat. You saw already my video towards why I have the higher attack stat, but I guess here they will go for the Brave Bird anyway. But the attack stat of my Malamar is honestly so cool, because you're just going to have like those certain matchups which you're just going to be able to destroy the opponent with. And here we're gonna still be able to go for another charge move, knock them out, and win the battle. I still had my Clodsire, but I think I would have had no Earth Power, which I don't think actually knocked us out there. I think it would have not knocked us out. We maybe still would have been able to go for a Sludge Bomb 1 anyway, but we can move on down to the next opponent. Credilli is actually great for our backline, but yeah, let's see on how we're gonna play here with our lead. We're gonna be able to go for a Sludge Bomb kind of straight away before they could go even for a potential debuff. Most of them just go for the Grass one straight away. This one goes for the Rock Tomb, so we are debuffed now, but that is totally fine, as we can go for an Earthquake now. This is going to do quite a bit of damage, and we can just stay in here, try to go for some extra energy, but I think I lag a tiny bit here now. Let's see, I think I swap out. I don't know, maybe I did, maybe not. It's one turn here though, that was the difference. They can still go for a move, which is really annoying. But I kind of want to keep my shields for my final Pokemon, which in this case was really smart, because I need to keep the shield for my Cacturne anyway, because this is the only way to really deal with that Marowak. I should have not swapped out straight away, and this is again where I just make those mistakes. If I didn't swap out, I mostly still would have lost there, because in the 2-shit scenario and with the health that the Clodsire had there was no real way. But I just kind of make like very silly mistakes with this team, which just didn't really need to happen. Again, Dragonite against the lead, we can take a hit. We definitely win the 0-shit scenario, and we win the 1-shit scenario. We do not win the 2-shit scenario. So that's kind of what you want to go for. Either once if you want to knock them out, or if you just care about the shield, then go for just Sludge Bomb, let the opponent's move go through, and you're kind of fine. But I just gonna play out this 1-shit scenario. That's my favorite shit scenario for this kind of variant here. I would be able to outspeed them here with the foul play, but again, I cannot rather keep the energy for the next matchup, because I should be able to go for 2 charge moves against whatever's in the back. And in this case, it's going to be Superior, where I can go for a foul play, and I make a bit of a mistake here for the next one. I should go for the Superpower here, and I go for the foul play. Superpower does more damage than foul play, just generally, just a tiny bit more. And that tiny bit more would have knocked them out here in time. But on the other side now, I'm going to be able to get, a bit of energy advantage with my Cacturne, still have all my Pokemon alive. And I have 1 fast move advantage now, which is great, because now I need 6 more fast moves to go for my own charge move, which is sadly aligning perfectly with the charge move of the opponent's Dunsparce. And so yeah, that was not really ideal. I'm gonna go for a charge move, they swap out into the Dragonite. But I think, because I need 1 less fast move for my next charge move here, I should be able to outspeed, and I can outspeed, and Cacturne still wins us the battle. Not ideal, could have played a bit differently there, and would have been most likely a bit better off. But good game to the opponent. Close one, we win this battle though. Malamar in the lead is quite awkward for us, because they have super effective fast move coverage against our Clodsire. You could actually decide to stay in for a little bit, but I guess it's better just to go ahead and play this one out with the other Malamar. I go for the Superpower, again, does a little bit more damage, and I don't want to use a shield here. I want to keep the shield for my Cacturne. I want to go ahead and fully farm them down with a Cacturne. I hope I can farm down before they can go for a Superpower, but we will never find out. And again, look at this. I make a completely silly mistake. I didn't wait the Switch Lock out again. What this means here is I cannot align my Clodsire in time. I have to go for a charge move first, and I completely ruined the game on myself again. This happened so many times with me playing yesterday evening. I don't know why I did this, but I just got impatient. I didn't concentrate enough on the battles themselves. my bad. Just like the thing with this team here, I think this team is so much better than I can showcase, because imagine I would have waited up to 2-3 more seconds there before swapping into my Cacturne. I would have had them hard aligned. I still had my Cacturne in full health. I had my Cacturne with energy advantage, and I would have had no Cacturne against the Diggersby, which I would have been able to win the battle. Silly. It's just silly on how I play this sometimes. Anyway, Melamar against Melamar. Ball Shadow, we're going to be able to take a hit here. And again, you see also how many battles are in this video today, and how fast this team is kind of working. And we're going to see here the Carbink. I don't really care too much if I'm going to get the double superpower off. I want to just get one superpower off. I don't get the double off, doesn't really matter. We can go into our Diggersby, not Diggersby, our Clodsire. We got one fast move denied, which is great, which happens still all the time. And Moonblast comes in, and they're gonna get the attack drop. So basically everything kind of goes wrong currently. That's great. Earthquake is going to allow us though to do a ton of damage, and so we can still try to take advantage of this. We can get some energy here, but now they're stopped onto their own Melamar, and yeah, we can try to go for a Trailblaze, but they still get to their own move in time. Can we farm them down in time? I think I could have farmed them down here. I don't know where I go for the charge move. I think I could have farmed them down, but oh, maybe not. Never mind. If they use a shield here, then they would get to the move anyway, so I guess that's fair. I just hope that the Carbink doesn't have enough in the tank in order to win this battle for them. They have the Corviknight in the back. I go straight for the Dynamic Punch. I'm not going to go for any bait here. And the opponent did not expect that. Good by the Corviknight, and we just win the battle here. Pangoro, great lead for us. We have a bit of lag, but we're gonna have the Grumpy coming in here now, and this is great because what we can do is we can use a shield, and Pangoro cannot come back into us because we have Dynamic Punch, so they get one shot immediately from our Cacturne. So if they want to come back in here, they're going to have a bit of an issue there. But what we have here as well is Trailblaze, which is going to boost up our own attack, putting them more into like Sludge Bomb range from our Clodsire. So Trailblaze coming through. Gonna get the shield from the opponent. I can get another Trailblaze off that would knock them out, but I can go for that and get the shield again. And now we are shields up, we have switch advantage, and they're going to reveal that they have a Clodsire in the back where I can go into my... I didn't pay attention. I literally just didn't pay attention. I don't know why I did this. I think I just didn't even look at the screen at that point, because I think it just went into the Clodsire there. Absolutely silly. I didn't see that the opponent stopped into their Clodsire in time, and I was like, oh, there's a Pangoro in the back or whatever. I don't know why I did this. It doesn't really matter, I think. I think I'm still going to be fine. I am not too sure, though. We have to let the move go here. We have to hope that I can go for the superpower against the Pangoro in order to win this battle. But again, like, I don't know why I did this. Like, I just should have went into my Melamar against the Clodsire and the Clodsire against the Pangoro, and I would have been fine. But no, we're gonna make it more difficult for ourselves. We still win, but that was unnecessary. Third, yeah, we have 2 times fighting type coverage in the back, and we kind of need to bait out the potential Tinkaton. So I'm happy with that. I think that's just a bulldoze. I think they were one fast move away from being on a play rough, and they do get the debuff immediately, which in this case is actually more beneficial for us, I would say, because I only get 2 superpowers anyway, and with that, like, they're gonna get less farm, but they let both moves go. Okay, we can realign still, which is great, and we're gonna have the third back again. I go back into Clodsire. This is a neutral matchup, and I can use no shields here, which is gonna be great for us, because I kinda want to get rid of the energy from the opponent first, but they swap out into the Claydol, which means we did definitely the right choice here. And again, what we can do with our Cacturne is we can just shield and fully farm them down. Not going for any charge move, we just farm, we can knock them out, we can go for the Trailblaze, and honestly, this Pokemon is so much fun right now in the meta. It is just such an annoying Pokemon to deal with as well, because if you don't have the perfect alignment against this thing, like, it just steamrolls through your team. Like, look at the damage that we do against the opponent. They're not going to, we're not going to be able to knock them out with the Cacturne. They would have farmed us down in time, but we can go ahead and swap out here, go for a Sludge Bomb, win us the battle, and again, Cacturne is just such a strong Pokemon in the current meta. Next up, we're going to have Tinkaton against us here in the lead. Great lead for us. We have the third coming in. And we can try to go for a Sludge Bomb here or an Earthquake to try kind of weaken them. Tinkaton, we kind of need to keep our lead alive. They go for Trailblaze, that's fine. I actually swap out straight away now into my Cacturne because I think I can just shield here, go for Trailblaze, and still go to Dynamic Punch later on them, and I can guarantee align myself. Look at the fast move pressure that we have with our Cacturne. That is the main thing why I wanted to go into my Cacturne here, because of the fast move pressure. They want to go for another charge move here, that's fine by me, because we get more energy for the Tinkaton, which is also great, as we have a neutral hit here that is yeah, boosted now, +1. We have an insane attack stat. Dynamic Punch is a strong move, and look at the damage output that we have here. So basically, Cacturne destroyed 2 of the Pokemon from the opponent. So like, what the hell? Like, this Pokemon is ridiculous. We have the boulders coming in here. We can swap out, they swap out, they're gonna go into the Azumarill, and we have a ton of Sludge Bomb pressure still stored onto our Clodsire, but we have to be a bit mindful here because Azumarill is gonna be a tough Pokemon to beat still. I can go for the Foul Play spam though. Yeah, Superpower is going to be the harder hitting move, but I don't really want to debuff my own defense yet, or my own Fast Move Pressure. Fast Move Pressure is where this Pokemon accelerates in. And actually, against Azumarill in the T-Shield scenario, you have a very solid shot at winning this battle. But here, this is going to be a very, very close one still, because they should be able to reach the Ice Beam now. And they decide to stay in here. And I got lucky, because I think the bubble damage did not connect against my Clodsire. If it did, we would have went down. But because it didn't, we are going to be able to win this battle. Lucky here for me. Good game to the opponent. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like. Honestly, Cacturne is really good even in the Open Great League. And I will see you then. Bye-bye.